Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the MyLead System Pro Morning Wake Up Call. My name is Dean Black, and I want to thank everybody for coming on the live call. Today, we have, I want to say a very special guest, but she does these calls. She does webinars for MyLead System Pro. We're really super duper honored to have her in our community. But Diane Hochman is, you can have, I was thinking about this earlier today, because for her introduction to talk about her. And you know what? MyLead System Pro and all the leaders and the trainers and stuff that come through here give you all kinds of fantastic knowledge and training to run your businesses and things like that. But Diane teaches you how to lay a solid foundation for your business. And that's what she talks about. And in case you didn't know yet, the Attraction Marketing Intensive course that she did 2 years ago, something like that, is crazy. Yeah, is in your it's 2 or 3 is in your back office now. And I would highly recommend, if you do not have this, you need this for your business. Okay, so go back in there and check it out. But it is my honor to introduce L6 Global Leader and ENT member, Diane Hochman. Good morning, Diane.
Good morning, Dean. Thank you so much. Dean, is there any chance that you would stay out with me for a little bit? You know I hate being alone. I should always bring a buddy with me ahead of time. I mean, I'm always happy when you're with me, or I should bring a buddy. Guys, good morning and welcome to the Wake Up Call. And I'm so excited to be here this morning because I have a great topic. And like I just said to Dean, I really like to have someone to just kind of bang ideas around with, so it's more fun when Dean's with me, or, in the future, maybe if you're L1 or above, when I'm doing the Wake Up Call, you can shout out to me. Just send me a message on Facebook and say, hey, I want to come out with you. I'd love to have somebody with me. It's only 15 minutes, but it's 15 minutes of fun and deep importance here. The wake-up call every single day, if you plug in every day, like I know so many of you do, it can really have an impact on you. And myself, that's what I did. I listened to positive stuff every day. I fed my mind. I connected myself with a community as I was coming up. And it's now 15 years later, and, the rest is history. And it all had to do with working on how I was thinking so I could work differently, if that makes sense. So, Dean, you know what I want to talk about today? And I think it's really important. And it came up like 2 days ago, and I've been on a kick with it, and that is the word influence. Influence. And I'm going to pull up, I move my screens around, I'm going to pull up the definition of influence, and I'm going to put on my glasses because I'm an old lady now, can't see nothing. The capacity to have an effect on the character, development, or behavior of someone or something, or the effect itself, okay? The capacity to have an effect on the character, development, or behavior of someone or something, or the effect itself. And then it has synonyms: effect, impact, control, which is interesting, isn't that? Sway, hold, power, authority. Okay, and then the verb is to have an influence on. And I was having a discussion with someone, and they were really busy working on their marketing and kind of complaining a little bit. Dean, you've never heard anyone complain on our new member calls. You've never heard anybody kind of go, oh, it's hard, or anything like that, right? Everybody thinks it's super easy. No. Nobody has a problem, right?
Right.
Right. So people do kind of get caught up. And, we hear people now and again, and everybody does in every business, complain a little bit because they get stuck. And what I always say to someone is that you want to make sure that you've developed your power of influence, because when you can influence a couple of people to go your way, to go with you, whether you're putting people into your network marketing company, whether you're getting people to come to a meeting or come to a phone call or come to a webinar, that power of influence is what will give you a head start and allow you to come out of the gate swinging, doing well, and then we develop our marketing. And it is our marketing and the way we write and the way we speak with influence that allows us to build the business we want. But a lot of folks don't really focus on developing that skill of having influence. So I want to talk about it a little today, and I'm going to teach you guys how I was taught, which is going to sound a little wicky-wacky, but Dean, are you not used to me sounding a little wicky-wacky by now after all these years?
Hey,
I'm a little wicky-wacky.
The wicky-wacky stuff works, man.
Well, Dean, here's what happened. When I first met my mentor, this guy was like a heavy hitter, okay? And he's not around the industry anymore, so people ask who it is. It's irrelevant. He's retired. But this guy is like a heavy hitter. I mean, this is one of the biggest guys. Like today, in today's terms, it would be an Eric Worre, for those that you know who he is. Or I'm trying to think of people that are like really mega big. You know, there's mega big guys. And this was one of the mega big kings of like the 90s. And when I met him and we hit it off and he kind of told me he was going to coach me a little bit, I was jacked because all I wanted to know was he was going to teach me how to close. I was sure he was going to teach me all these secret closing techniques, and I was going to make money hand over fist because I was going to close everybody, because that was my thing, Dean. I wasn't very good at close. I was good at talking to people. I was good at helping people. I was good at coaching people, you know, as far as using their products and all that stuff. But I wasn't so good at getting the money. I mean, it took me a little while. I had to struggle with it. And I was jacked. I was like, yes, this guy is going to teach me how to close. I'm going to get everybody's money. I'm going to double, triple, quadruple my business. This was back in 2005. And I am going to be loaded. It's going to be incredible. I'm going to become slick. And here's what he wanted me to do the first day, Dean. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. He told me that I needed to go out and I needed to go stop at like gas stations, 7-Eleven, the Handy Mart, whatever you guys have local. And I needed to start conversations with the people behind the counter. And I needed to figure out what it was that was important to them and what they wanted to talk about. And my job was to keep practicing doing this until somebody expressed that they didn't want me to leave. Doesn't that sound weird, Dean? It sounds strange. Right? I'm supposed to be in network marketing. And internet marketing is just, you know, kind of growing at that time. And I want to learn how to get someone to buy my stuff. And he's telling me to go out to gas stations, have conversations with the attendants, and get them to like me so much and develop influence over them so that they didn't want me to leave. And he said, as soon as you get someone that literally expresses or begs, oh, please don't go or please come back, call me. Don't call me until then, and you have to be able to tell me the whole story. Well, I just thought this was the strangest thing I had ever heard, because I had been taught how to do a script and how to talk to, you know, leads and how to, you know, do the whole, I don't know, scripted thing. And he didn't want me to try to sell anything until I figured this out. And so what I did was I went and I know the particular gas station that it was here in town. I was just going up and down. Dean, do you have like in your town, do you have like a strip that's like where all the Walmart is and the, you know, all the stores and the fast food and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Is he there? Yeah, right? So you know what I'm talking about. You have that strip. So I was going up and down the strip, stopping at every gas station, trying to start a conversation. So I went into this one, and I walked in, the guy, and P.S., and by the way, I have no problem with this. I'm just describing him to you so you could. I'm a 47-year-old woman with two young adult daughters, okay? At the time, I was, I don't know, take 47 and minus however many years to take me back to 2005. I was like 38 or whatever with little kids. So I'm like your average kind of woman walking into the gas station. There's a guy. He's wearing like a muscle shirt, so it's only covering up to his shoulders. He's covered in tattoos, completely covered. Like his arms, you can't see skin. And he's pierced, and he has those gauges in his ears, you know those things, Dean, that they make their ear hole, they make holes in their ears and they make them kind of big.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah,
those, and he had a nose ring, the whole deal. Okay. And again, I have no problem with this. Everybody can do whatever they want. So please don't. Somebody's going to go, she said something about tattoos. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to describe the guy to you, and for you to comprehend how different looking, at least, we were. And so I started a conversation with the guy about his tattoos. And he's showing me the artwork on his arms, and it's actually really interesting. He's showing me all the inner meaning behind all of the things on him, and showing this is for my mom, and this is for my girlfriend, and this is for my baby, and, you know, all this other stuff. And then I asked him about his piercings and the gauges and stuff, because I asked if they hurt, and I was kind of like you can see my face. I was like, oh, doesn't that hurt? You know, and he was describing it all to me and describing the inner meaning of it and all this other stuff. And I was like, well, great. And I grabbed a pack of gum, and I went to pay for it. And he's like, when can you come back? I love talking to you about this. And when that happened, I knew I had done my job. But I didn't know what my job was, Dean. I didn't know what the lesson was. And what I did then was I went back and I called the person who was teaching me, and I said, okay, and I described the whole scenario. And he goes, excellent. And he said, here is what you learned. You learn that people, and you guys might want to write these down, because this is going to help you today, networking on Facebook, on, you know, with your images on Instagram, all the marketing that you're doing when you speak to someone. He said, number one, people are interested in themselves, not in a mean or negative way, but people are interested in themselves. And what people want to do is talk about what's important to them. Okay? He said, number two, people want good energy. People want to be treated well. Can you imagine how many people scoffed this guy because of his appearance? How many people looked down upon him? I came in and I was interested in his body art, and it made him feel good that somebody was interested and asked questions and wanted to talk about it, and he got to tell his story. So people want to feel good, and they want to feel good about themselves. And then the last thing is that people want to connect and be a part of something. And that's why he said as soon as you have somebody that wants you to come back, you've actually learned how to get people to want to connect with you. And once somebody wants to connect with you, you have now developed the influence that you can connect them with any body of people that you are connected to. What does that mean? If I had said to the guy afterwards, hey, we have a really great call every morning at 11. I don't know if you're allowed to put it on speakerphone while you're working, but every day our community has an incredible mindset call. You might like it. The chances of the guy saying yes once I developed influence with him goes up 100%, 200%, 300%. The chances of the guy coming to anything I invite him to when I haven't done the first two steps is virtually nil. So when we go out in social media, or when we go out and we talk to people on the streets, when we don't develop influence with the person we're talking to, what happens is the chances of them accepting our invitation to look at something is very small. We get rejected, we feel bad, and it becomes very difficult to do it again, right? If we go on Facebook and we start reaching out and saying hi to people, but we haven't done the first two steps and developed influence with them, if and when we show them an opportunity, a webinar, whatever we're looking to show them, the chances of them accepting the invitation to look is very small. It feels frustrating. We feel like we're wasting our time. We get kind of bummed out, and it becomes very hard to progress. But if we put influence first, and we develop influence over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and we practice, after that, we can develop influence on a video, and now we can influence hundreds and thousands. We can develop influence in writing, and now we can also influence hundreds and thousands through our letters, through our copy, through our blog posts. And it's like a crazy snowball. And that's how you explain a man like Ray Higdon, a woman like Diane Hockman, so on and so forth. I could go through all the leaders. What we did was we learned to develop influence, then we took the influence and parlayed it and gave it leverage so that with a letter, with a blog post, with a video, we're now able to invite thousands of people at a time. It all starts. So if it seems like the big guys always win, or the big guys always get this, or the big guys are always, it's so easy for them, I just gave you the secret of where to begin. It begins with learning to develop influence over one person today. Can you start a conversation on Facebook that is not about your agenda, but is about what's important to that person, and get that person to literally fall in love with you and want to talk to you more? And can you do that again tomorrow? And can you do that again the next day? And can you start to invite people to either your newsletter or a Wednesday webinar or somewhere else where we're all gathering? Because once they connect to you, they're likely to want to connect to what you're connected to. So hopefully that makes a little sense. It's not sexy. It sounds kind of different. But developing influence is the root of everything you want. So go out and give it a whirl today. And if you have questions or comments or ideas, definitely reach out in the Facebook group. And I'm going to be doing the next Tuesday night, where I'm going to be doing the Tuesday night hangout again, part 2. We're going to be talking about attraction marketing. So come down and see me there. And attraction marketing is absolutely 100% all about developing influence. So, Dean, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you in a few months. I can't wait. And send my love to Mary. And the rest of you guys, I will see you in the Facebook group. Everybody have an awesome day. Take care.